Next, Wisconsin entrepreneurs pitch their businesses to local moguls. They will compete for over $30,000 in cash and awards to help take their businesses to the next level. These are the moguls. Jerry Gendusa is the former CEO of MTech. Now he's the founder of Breakthrough, a network of world-changing companies focused on improving lives and untapping human potential. Guest mogul Dr. Deborah Allen owned McDonald's franchises and then founded the DNA Network, an executive coaching firm. She currently sits on the board of the African American Chamber of Commerce. If you've heard one call, that's all. You know David Gruber, founder and CEO of Gruber Law Offices. The Gruber family proudly supports organizations and charitable causes throughout Wisconsin. Jamie Andrzejewski first appeared on Project Pitch It as an entrepreneur. Now, she's back as a guest mogul. Jamie is the founder of Nourish, an all-natural brand of wellness products for the body, mind, and home. This is Project Pitch It.
Hello, moguls. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for your time. My name is Dr. Bashir Easter, and I'm the founder of Melanin Minded LLC. Let me give you information a little more about what we're doing. Why is it called melanin? CHNO is the chemical code for melanin. Melanin is the chemical code, so pigment in your skin. So the darker you are, we all have it. And that focuses on why I called it melanin, because we're the bridge for information, service, and support for people of color. And our vision is to empower and equip people of color to have the optimal quality of life. And let me explain to you a little why. I want to introduce someone else to you, my mother. My mother was impacted by dementia by the age of 55. She had a lot of things that she did, but one of the biggest things she would do is she would want to drive. But having the early stages of the disease, the keys were taken away from her. And in that, her freedom was taken away as well. So I understood she was not the only one impacted, even though African Americans and Latinos are the hardest hit with the disease. The things that are going on with that is they want to be able to still get out and have a good time. Well, what I started was the new dementia-capable ride-share service. It is just like the other ride-share services, you'll be able to download. And Jamie, if you're okay with that, I would like to see if you can download that app on your phone. Anyone can use this service.
So it's a dementia-capable ride-share service.
That is correct. Anyone can use it, can go and get around into the community, but we are focused on getting people back in the community to reduce that stigma of the disease that they can't get around and do.
Super easy.
Very easy.
Very easy.
So it's just like if you would order a ride, you want to go to the store. Where do they step away from? Grocery stores, back from the faith-based community. They also want to go to the barbershop or beauty salon. Go to their friends and family. Friends and families are the ones that are usually taking them a ride because traditional services are not able to get them around.
Go to church.
Go to church. I need your help, moguls. There's others like my mother that needs this service and needs this help. And we're trying to change individuals one ride at a time and get people back out in the community.
Dr. Easter, I just want to share a quick personal story. So I have two caregivers for my parents. My dad has dementia, my mom has full-blown Alzheimer's. And it's always a challenge in getting them around.
Yes, yes. And when I found that out with my mother, one thing we all had was very important. Once we got our driver's license, wasn't it fun? When it gets to the point where those keys are taken away, right now, there's nothing to replace it. So I realized that this is something that they can utilize. So who actually is getting them around? They're dementia-trained drivers. So they're not just anyone that's just picking them up, taking them. They're going places so the caregiver can be happy what they're going to. They can get back with their family and friends, and they're in a regular vehicle taking them where they need to go.
I actually had to hide my parents' minivan in my garage.
Yes. Taking the keys away.
Took the keys, took the car away, took the keys away.
And so what happens to them is that I'm isolated. That's the worst thing you can do with someone who's impacted, is to isolate them and put the extra on someone else. So now we have a service that can help them at this point.
Question for you, is the emphasis on the patient, or is the emphasis of what you're doing on the actual caregiver or driver? Because our personal and professional experience with this is once the keys are taken away, it's all about, you mentioned freedom, but I think it's all about independence.
And I'm glad you said that. It's for both. So the caregiver is going to go through the whole ride of this journey, providing care. And the individual who's impacted also has to rely on someone. So that's the difference, is that independence. They can still function, still get around, still enjoy their life.
Or it's a family member.
It's a family member, it's a friend.
You load a credit card right into that app.
So you can put it right in the app, and that's how you can pay for it. And what we're hoping for is, as I was saying, have more entities to help us so they don't have a burden having to pay for this service because they're impacted by this disease. Well, I have two people I'd like to bring out. If Pastor Marlon Locke and my Director of Transportation, Gerald, can come out.
This is phenomenal.
Hello.
How are you?
How you all doing?
Marlon, hello.
Hello, people. How are you? My name is Gerald Watson. I'm the Director of Transportation for Melanin Minded. And my name is Pastor Marlon Locke, Senior Pastor of Unity Gospel House of Prayer here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
So, Pastor Locke, you're just such a force in the community. I'm very familiar with you. How have you utilized this program in your faith-based community?
What Dr. Bashir is doing is to have those families that can come to worship, the Lord, to have those families that can come and feel a part, to have somebody picking you up that care. Nobody cares how much you know, right, until they know how much you care. So what he's doing for our community, for our city, is amazing. So just to be a part of it means so much.
But how does the business make money?
Yes, so
Does it come back to making money? With you, it's always about the money.
Show me
Money.
money.
So we know about our traditional ride-share services that are out there. So that's the profit side of it, that we have drivers that are still able to be the traditional drivers. Pick people up, take them to the mall, take them to a grocery store, take them to Brewers game, around the community. So that's part of the funding of that. Again, we're focusing on more entities to help us to not have to charge individuals who are impacted by the disease, but they could use their insurance and all that as well. But the money part of it is focused on being able to have individuals even say, I will give $1 of extra of my service a ride to give somebody else a ride, right? So that helps us. But we need more drivers.
We got to scale that.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
When I think of Project Pitch It and I think of mentorship, that award is just as important as the cash.
Unfortunately, the money can go like that, based off bad investments, based off spending, based off having the wrong people around you. And I think the mentorship that you guys talk about on Project Pitch It embodies the mentorship that the NBA and the Players Association have tried to embody in the NBA specifically, that will hopefully translate to other professional sports leagues.
Coming up, a cozy blanket company with a link to the past and a promising future. 2 mission-based entrepreneurs and leaders, Jerry Gendusa and Pat Connaughton, are proud supporters of Project Pitch It, a TV show dedicated to inspiring Wisconsin entrepreneurs. Pat impacts communities through the Pat Connaughton Foundation and through his company, 3 Leaf Partners. Jerry's company, Breakthrough, focuses on untapping human potential. Together, they are building economic growth and changing lives.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Camilla. And before we begin, I just have a quick question for you moguls. How many of you like to come home after a long day and sit on your couch and cuddle under a warm and cozy blanket?
Oh, yes.
Okay, same with us. We are homebodies and we have the perfect product for you. It's soft, it's comfy, it's cozy, and it's stylish. We are Lynx.
We are old friends who were both lucky enough to have grandmothers that used to gift us blankets on very special occasions. They were our inspiration to create a more modernized version of not just your grandma's blanket. We love working with our customers to customize color combinations that make the most sense for them or a gift they might be giving. It makes an awesome gift. We've recently expanded to pillows that come in a solid or a pattern with different backings, a satiny or a velvet option. And our latest creation are these awesome, detachable, reversible accessory that literally links to your Lynx blanket or pillow. They're totally unique. We're really excited about them. So like it, love it, link it.
Each of our Lynx is packaged in this awesome canvas wrap that we print locally here in Milwaukee at Bayview Printing. It just feels so good to work with other female, small, locally owned businesses like ours, because at the end of the day, as much as we love our product, we really want to just give back, work with the community, support each other. So to that point, we have our Give Back program. This is our Zinc Lynx. And a long time ago, a little girl undergoing chemotherapy was feeling different and bullied. And she wrote a story about a zebra that had spots instead of stripes. That story evolved into an anti-bullying program through Children's Hospital and Act Now. And we give a percentage back to each Zinc Link sold to the program.
Love what you do with Children's of Wisconsin. My wife and I do a ton of work on the mental behavioral health side. How old is the business? What does some of your revenue look like today? How do you go to market? I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but that whole thing when it comes to scaling your business, how are you going to do it?
Yeah, so we started in fall of 2020. You know, it's really been more grassroots. We've been doing a lot of local holiday shows. We've been making connections, word of mouth, a lot of repeat business from friends and family.
I really like the like it, love it, link it.
Thank you.
I think that's a heck of a start. I think it can get people's attention. And in this day and age, I think selling comfort is a really good idea because everyone in the family, we have them all over the place, blankets. There are some we love, there are some we like.
Right.
And even the pets now have their own blankets, which is an interesting market. Very sincerely, dogs,
we're aware.
dogs and cats.
Bravo.
Thank you.
So excited for you, and it just speaks to my heart about the unity of Together We Rise. I love Bayview Printing. I love that you're working with them and supporting local, right? Again, Together We Rise, we're in it together. And so I'm curious on your manufacturing. You said that they're handmade. Who is making them?
So we both make them, but we are mothers and we have 5 children between us.
Oh my.
You know, are hungry and needing rides. So it takes a while to, you know, we get some help from family and friends too. When we
Have you thought about your production or how you scale this and take it higher and further?
We've thought that we need to find the right people to connect with to help us work through those issues. So yeah, you know, we want to grow the business. Obviously, we'll need to grow our workforce and labor and hopefully maybe empower other women to come work with us.
Well, thank you very much.
It's just so nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
This
it.
was great.
Great job.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I want one of everyone.
Correct, same.
Coming up, a specialized 3D printing company with a unique client list.
Hi, my name is Brad Woods. I'm the founder and CEO of the Virtual Foundry. The Virtual Foundry makes filament that turns plastic 3D printers into metal 3D printers. So it's a very inexpensive way of creating very complex, pure metal parts. So if you have a printer that can print plastic like this, it can now print metal. In 2021, 2.2 million printers like this were sold, all of them intended to print plastic. Using our material, they also become a metal 3D printer. So it's the least expensive method of getting into metal 3D printing. We are a Wisconsin-based company with a global footprint. We have resellers in North America and Europe. We have service partners in Canada and Australia. Our current largest customers are military, Department of Defense, Department of Energy. We've sort of sped up the process of deploying these into an active theater of war for the U.S. Army.
Very familiar with aerospace, very familiar with the Department of Defense, very familiar with design, also now in the biopharma space.
Right.
And we do a lot with 3D printing, and you say this one is dealing with machine parts, primarily aluminum or stainless steel?
Any material that is on the periodic table, in fact, to the point where we've made custom materials for the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab, just materials specifically for them for a very specific task. So it isn't just metal, it actually works with ceramics, glass. We've even created simulants of uranium for nuclear reactors so they can experiment with 3D printing.
Uranium, that's relaxing, huh?
Not actual uranium simulants.
I better get my comfort blanket back on.
So how long have you been in business and how much have you done in sales so far?
I started the project in my basement in 2014, did a Kickstarter in 2015 that got me out of the basement into a manufacturing facility. My patent was awarded in 2019, and since then we've been doing 30% year-over-year growth.
Wow.
Wow.
How do people find out about you?
They find us. We do very little marketing, mostly because we don't have money for expanding our sales and marketing outreach, and that's partly what we're here to ask.
You're choosing not to have money for sales and marketing.
Probably true. Referrals are huge. Professionals in various industries refer one another to us. So we've spent very little money reaching out to people. Most people find us.
Your client base is very impressive, so if you could get the ears
Right.
I think you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, we have huge traction in the national lab system. I think there's 14 of them in the whole system, and 12 of them are active customers. So we work with Los Alamos National Labs, all of them.
Where are you in terms of capacity? Can you take on more where you're at right now?
Yeah, we figure we can triple our output with what we have right now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Next, the moguls discuss the pitches and decide what award will best help the entrepreneurs. Now, the moguls will decide which award will best help the entrepreneurs. The Peg Ann and David Gruber $10,000 Project Pitch It Award will help an entrepreneur soar to the next level. The UW-Lubar Entrepreneurship Center Jerry Gendusa Award is $5,000, plus a business assessment and mentorship to help scale up their business. The We Energies DNA Network Award is $1,500, plus mentoring and business planning from the experts at We Energies and Deb Allen's DNA Network.
Let's start with Melanin Minded. You talk about the why, you talk about dementia, Alzheimer's. They're relatively new. They could go in a lot of different directions. Deb, what do you think?
I think it's just an excellent organization and company. It's meeting a need because dementia is something that's real prevalent among the African American community as well as the Hispanic community. And what he's doing is really making it where people don't feel isolated and they will be able to get around to places that they love to go, the grocery stores, church, wherever. And I just think there's definitely growth. And I think you mentioned earlier, it's like another form of an Uber,
Right.
You know,
Right.
but with people who are capable.
It's such a meaningful idea because it not only affects the families as much as it does the person with dementia, and then you bring the drivers in. So scaling it I think is a greater challenge because you need very special people to actually drive these vehicles.
Yeah.
I think the charm to scaling, however, is that the growth potential, which is a tough phrase to use in something like this, is enormous, and that's not a nice thing to say.
Yeah, let's move on. The virtual foundry. So now we're going to completely pivot. We're talking about intellectual property, we're talking about a patent, and we're using this wire wheel process to create a product. The gentleman is a genius.
Yes.
500 to 600,000 of revenue. What do you think?
Well, you know, I immediately thought of UWM and the Lubar Entrepreneurship Center and their business canvas, the business canvas model.
See, they have an
Model
innovation
canvas.
center off of Watertown Plank
They
as well.
love in the I-Corps program where it helps very smart scientists and engineers how they can take their ideas and turn it into a real business. And so I think that could be a wonderful resource for them to go through that program.
Yeah. Let's move on to links. I really liked this one, but I think of like the American Doll or Build-A-Bear, some type of a brand equity off of a blanket.
They have such a warm and fuzzy feeling to them.
I would love to see more development around their social impact. I think that's a huge differentiator for them. And so, you know, and how do they use their beautiful personalities, you know, as part of their branding and just really driving home that social impact.
Well, an interesting thing there, 2 stay-at-home moms, both entrepreneurs, both with kids at home, they come up with this really cool idea. They're building the product themselves right now. You brought that up. They're not going to be able to scale if they keep building it themselves.
When there's only 2 of them, the labor of love can only go so far.
So far,
right.
Good point.
You know?
Next, the moguls present cash and awards to the entrepreneurs.
Project Pitch It inspires and educates on the values of entrepreneurialism. In 7 seasons, almost $4 million have been invested. We've featured 170 Wisconsin entrepreneurs creating more than 400 jobs. 92% are still in business with a collective increased revenue of 500%. Entrepreneurs build strong local communities, and together, Wisconsin is unstoppable.
Now, the Moguls award $30,000 in cash and awards to help the entrepreneurs scale up their Wisconsin businesses.
Brad,
Yes.
you have an amazing story. and you bootstrapped a company, 4 full-time employees, $500,000 to $600,000 of revenue. So I think you're really on the cusp of something.
Yes.
You're being given the Jerry Jandusa and UWM LEC Award, and this consists of $5,000 of cash.
All right.
And it also, more importantly, consists of some mentorship
Yes.
through Breakthrough and the Lubar Entrepreneurship Center. There's a business canvassing exercise
Right.
that we'll go through how we can help you fully untap your potential to scale your business.
Fantastic. That's exactly what we need.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for coming out and pitching such a wonderful product, Lynx. We're looking at giving you what's called the We Energies and DNA Award. And that award consists of $1,500 in cash, but most importantly, you'll be getting a marketing session with a team from We Energies, as well as a session with me, the DNA Network, and how to get you from one point to another with understanding the financials and the marketing aspect. And so I just want to say congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
And just keep doing what it is that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Project Pitch It. This was such a great
It
experience.
was just awesome to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Melanin-minded. Thank you
No,
for
thank
what
you.
you're doing. It's amazing. And I don't think people can appreciate the significance of dementia and Alzheimer's and how it affects the people, their families, the caretakers, and everyone else. So we think it's very, very important that this continue. It affects so many aspects of so many lives. So thank you for what you're doing. And because of that, we think it's most appropriate that I'm going to be giving you the David Gruber Peg Ann Project Pitch It $10,000 cash award. Now, again, one of the reasons that we're giving you the cash is we absolutely want this just to be a beginning for you. So thank you for what you're doing for the community, and thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Your mom's smiling.
I know she's smiling.
Pastor Locke, I think you were praying real hard, weren't you?
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you guys what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the state of Wisconsin, we have entrepreneurialism that's very strong, and it's companies like you that are untapping our human potential. Together, we're going to be unstoppable. Congratulations.
To dive into more on Project Pitch It, check out our new podcast, where we go behind the scenes and talk to the creators, moguls, and entrepreneurs for a deep dive into entrepreneurialism in Wisconsin. Follow us wherever you find your podcasts.